a lab on CodeCommit. Okay, so you know about GitHub, right? So like GitHub in AWS, we have CodeCommit. Okay, so in AWS itself, we can create a Git repository. Okay, and push our code, pull our code, everything we can do, and that service is CodeCommit. So we'll be creating a repository like yesterday. Okay, in CodeCommit. So how to create that? Let's see that. So click on our AWS logo and search for CodeCommit. So every cloud has such service for storing the code in Git repositories. Okay, so AWS has code commit, AWS code commit, we can say. So we can create a repository here. Okay, by clicking here, let's follow the documentation. So we are creating an HTML app. Okay, so this has nothing to do with the whatever repositories which we have created in GitHub. That is different. This is different. Okay, so let's create HTML app. Okay, I'm just creating HTML app. My HTML app, and as of now, just select the default option. No need to select anything else. Okay, and just click on create. A repository is created. Okay, so and if you see, it has given some connection steps. Okay, so we'll follow this HTTPS method again. So this is HTTPS method. Okay, then we also have SSH and HTTPS GRC method. So we'll use HTTPS method for this. Okay, you don't need to remember all these things. Everything is given here. So we need to create a credential. Okay, so that we can. So here the steps are given to create Git credentials. Okay, so let's click on it. So what are the prerequisites? We should have Git client installed, it is saying. Second is we should be able to use a Git credential for our IAM user. Our IAM user as of now is DevOps. For that user, we need Git credentials because AWS will not allow anyone to log in and add anything into CodeCommit. So there are various steps given here. You can follow this, but we'll directly go there. So we'll follow the lab. And let's go to our IAM user. This is IAM user. IAM user DevOps. And go to security credentials. And we need to add our Git credentials. Okay, so I already did that earlier. I'll just delete it and I'll create a new one. I don't even remember it now. Even we can create our keys and add it here. Okay, but we'll use this HTTPS method. Just click on generate credentials. Okay, the credentials will be created, so it will give us a username and password. Okay, so that we can clone it. So we'll just add it in our notepad. So create get credentials. So nothing else, it has already given. Okay, so we'll just copy it, username and the password. and we can even download it. And if we do not download it, see, actually we forgot to download it, and it will not show it again. Okay, it will show only once. So let's go back to our repository now. Code commit. So we need a repository name, right? Which we should clone. So here we'll copy it again. So they have even given the command that we can use git clone, and the same thing is also given here. If you click on repositories, okay, click on here and it will give us a clone URL. So method https ssh https. Okay, so we are using the http method. So here I'll just write mkdir AWS CodeCommit. It's not mandatory, but let's keep it in a separate directory. AWS CodeCommit. Just to git clone. It is asking for credentials, and we already have those here. And it is saying you appear to have cloned an empty repository. Okay, so let's check that ls cd html app. Okay, so if you see it doesn't have anything. So like GitHub, it didn't give us an option to create a readme directly. Okay, so if you see git branch, let's see if it shows anything. Okay, so it's not showing any branch here. Okay, now let's create those branches. So here it is, download. Okay, now like GitHub, we also need to set the username and email for the first time. So before it gives us some warning, let's do it. So I've set the username, global username and email address. So it will track it using this. Okay, so here what we are doing is, we'll just, by default it creates a master branch. Okay, so what we will do, we'll say that create a main branch. Okay, instead of master branch, create a main branch. Let's see if it shows now the branch. It's not showing because it's local changes. It is a local change. Let's go to create one file. Okay, on the terminal I'll create in my HTML app, just save it. Okay, and when we commit, let's see what happens. So git add and commit, git add, git commit -m, add code, gives a meaningful message. Now let's see git branch. Okay, it's saying main. So the tricky part is here. If we do not do this, we can directly do this git, means create a file, add it and commit. Okay, then it will create a master branch. Okay, and nowadays we are used to main branch. Okay, earlier we were used to master branch, but now everyone likes to call it a main branch. This is not mandatory. This things you can continue using the master branch. Okay, but using this, instead of creating a master branch, it will create a main branch. Now the branch is created. Okay, but only when we did the commit. Okay, let's see git status. So what it is saying, nothing to commit, working tree clean, your branch is based on master but the upstream is gone, git branch unset upstream. So just ignore this. Okay, we'll just continue with our exercise and we'll just do git push, and we want to say that we have created a main branch locally. Now let's push the changes to the remote branch. Git push -u origin. This is important, origin, and this is only for the first time. Next time onwards we won't use the origin, we'll just use git push. And the credentials, okay, so if you say it created a new branch even in the remote upstream. Okay, so let's check it here. Repositories, click on this HTML app and we can see our index.html file here. Okay, and even the main branch here. Remember, it can be sometimes master as well, here or somewhere else. Okay, maybe in git or gitlab we just made it main using this one. Now let's continue the exercise. Now we'll just combine both the exercises of GitHub. Yesterday we created a master branch, and in second exercise we created a master and a dev. Okay, so here we'll just continue with creating a one more dev branch here. So let's check git branch. So we are on a main branch. If you go here, okay, and let's see. So directly we are not able to see an option to create a new branch here. Okay, by default it is not showing, so we'll have to use a command line option to create a new branch, but still we'll see if there is an option. Okay, but I don't see any, so let's create it only from the command line. So what will this command do? Git checkout -b dev. Okay, this will, okay, let's as always use without -b. I'm trying to go inside the dev branch. If it exists, it will go, otherwise it will say it's not there. Okay, so what we will do, we are saying that check first, create and then check out -b. Okay, it's saying switch to new branch. It will never say that it created a new one. Okay, it will say it switched. So now let's see where we are. We are in a dev branch. Okay, and whenever it creates a new branch, it will copy the contents of the main branch by default. So we can see index.html here as well in the development branch. Okay, star means we are in a development branch. Okay, now let's add one more file line in that same file. Okay, we have one line HTML app. Okay, let's add line from dev branch. Okay, so we added a line in a dev branch. That's why I've written line from a dev branch. I'll just do index.html. For testing, let's check out the main branch. Okay, and check the contents of index.html in main branch. Let's check git branch. It should not have shown that. Okay, but it did some auto merge. But let's see it on the here repositories. Okay, it still has one line because the changes are not pushed. Okay, now let's get back to our dev branch. Git checkout dev. Cat index.html. So the changes are not pushed. Okay, so what we will do is we'll just first push the changes, okay, in a dev branch. If the dev branch is not yet created, we'll just push it. Here again, -u origin means at remote location the dev branch doesn't exist. We created it locally. Okay, we are now saying so that create dev branch in remotely as well and push the current changes. So if you see, it created a new dev branch remotely as well. Just refresh this page. Repositories F5. Let's click on this repository. And we can see one more development branch here. So let's check the contents of index.html in the main branch. Okay, here it is showing only one line. Okay, and dev. Okay, it is here also it is showing one line. Now why it is not showing two lines? Okay, so what I did is I just added a line, okay, and I just pushed the content, okay, but I didn't add it as a commit. Git add and git commit, this I have not done. Okay, that's why there is it is only showing the contents, okay, only one line. The second line contents are not committed yet. Okay, so what we'll do the same thing now. Git branch, let's check on which branch we are. Okay, we are on a dev branch, cat index.html. Okay, so let's do git add, git commit, update code, and just do git push now. And just add the credentials. Now the contents are pushed from a local dev branch to a remote dev branch. Now let's refresh this page. We are in a development branch. Okay, we see here line from a dev branch. Now let's check the contents of main branch remotely, not locally, remotely we are checking, and still it has one line. Okay, so in production also it will happen the same, that many people will be doing development in a dev branch. Okay, so it will always have the latest code. So this is the latest code. Okay, now I think we can means this is the development is done. Now it's time to put it in production. So what we need to do, we just need to merge it. Okay, we'll have to merge the dev branch into a main branch. Okay, so that's what we'll do next. Now we'll go to our main branch again. with checkout main. Let's check the contents of index.html. Here it is showing, okay, one line. Again, so we are already on main branch, okay, and we'll just from main branch we'll just say git merge dev, okay, and let's check the contents of index.html. It has one more line, okay, but until and unless we commit it, it will not reflect here, okay. So let's go to main branch. We have done the merge, but it is not pushed it, okay. So see, only one line is there. Now let's do git push, okay, git push. Enter the credentials, okay. So if you see now, the main branch, local, and the remote both are in sync. Let's cross check that. Let's refresh this page, and we can see the main branch and the dev branch both have the same content. The merge is completed, okay. The only thing to remember is by default, okay, most of the uh, Git repositories will have a master branch by default, okay, if you do not explicitly change it to main branch, okay. And the second thing is, yeah, this one we need to, for the first time we'll have to set the global username and global email, okay. Sometimes we'll see some different message on the screen and we will panic, okay, what to do next, okay. So it will also show that you need to configure this command will also be displayed sometimes there, that you need to set the global username and global email. And the third thing is, when we create a branch for the first time, okay, locally, we need to push with origin, okay, with this command. If it is main, origin main. If it is dev, origin dev. Only for the first time. Next time onwards, use only git push.